What is going on, people of YouTube? My name has to be Kurtyoy. Welcome finally to another team reviews. I said there'd be some on Friday. There wasn't any on Friday. I got back from work and not gonna lie, I got back on my bed and I just literally collapsed and just slept. And literally could not find the energy to get back out of bed. And I needed that, and now I feel more refreshed. Time is of the essence. I've still got to start the editing of Mid-Table Clash that is to come out at 7 PM tonight, and it's now 3:30, so that'll be a tough one to get there. But I'm here with a team review. It's going to be coming out after that, I'm assuming. So let's just run through what we've got. We've got at Blancoister, I believe, sent me in his team. I said it would do it Friday, so I thought I can really only fit in one definitely today on Saturday, so I've got to get him in because I promised him it would be Friday. And after that, we've got Joker with J&O coming out, and then a few others. Sorry if I haven't replied to comments. It's just been hectic. I'm trying to keep on top of things. I'm failing. But without further ado, you can see his team on the side of me. Let's jump into things. Let's just run through his team. He's got Lloris and Hennessy as goalkeepers. He's got Smith, Sanya, Evans, Williams and Neom as his defenders. He's got Özil, Arnautovic, Wijnaldum, Payet and Dele Alli. Burnley have just equalised. That's going to mess up one of my bets. And in his strike force, he's got Kane, Lukaku and Aguero. So, again, I actually forgot to number them before I recorded this, but I'm going to go into the numbering system because I don't believe he's got his wildcard. And also the prices were cut off for Kane, Lukaku and Aguero, but only one of them matters, and I believe I have the price right on my screen. Yes, Lukaku 8.9 million to give it away. But starting off, the change I'm going to be making, I've got 5 changes. Now, first of all, he has 2.1 million in the bank, and I believe that, you know, looking at it, there's a good chance of, you know, getting rid of Lukaku. It's all well and good having, you know, 2 expensive strikers, but I think that is such a big part of, you know, your costs. If one of them doesn't fire, you are losing out big time. And I believe it's safer to have the double single or single double. Whatever I hashtagged in the last episode, two more of the expensive, you know, and luxury strikers, and one striker to balance the books a little bit. I've just forgotten what price a certain player was. There we go. Right, so start off his team. Got there in the end. The first thing I'm looking at is getting out Arnautovic. Now, someone in the comments mentioned that Arnie has got a couple of good game weeks. I think if you exclude the Manchester United game, he's got a couple of really good game weeks coming up. And I do appreciate that, but I just feel like he's so hit and miss. You know, you could have, you know, within 5 game weeks, you have 1 week where he's grabbed 17, the rest will be, you know, picking up 2. And that's the risk you take with him. And for me, there is a man that is in form. He's now gone up to 8.0 million, and that is Roberto Firmino, using up a lot of his bank already on one player. Roberto Firmino would come in. That would be a priority for me. He's got 1 free transfer. I'd say Firmino. Simple fact, he's in form. He plays the Klopp way, and I feel like he's, you know, he's the one that's adapting well to the Premier League. With Coutinho injured, no one really scoring goals from midfield, it will rely heavily upon Firmino to grab them a lot of the goals this season. I don't know the deal on Texeria or whatever's happening with that, but you know, I believe Firmino will do well for the rest of the season and will definitely be a high point scorer. Then we've got to balance the books. We've got 0.6 million left to spend, and I believe the next one is to get Lukaku out, because I feel like this game week he's got a slight chance coming up, and I have identified at this point it does not matter who you pick. But first up, it's, you know, I always go for him, but Benik Afobe, 6.1 million. I believe he's going to score, you know, maybe 10 plus goals this season from January. He's going to be a fantastic signing and possibly keeping Bournemouth in the Premier League. He's a championship player with Premier League quality. That is a saying that, again, I use quite a lot, and I believe that is something they've unearthed, and I believe that could be one of the signings of the season so far. But you could also go a little bit cheaper, and I'm picking out someone which is called Enner Valencia. Only grabbed 4 goals and assists in this season so far. Been injured throughout a lot of it, and all that has been in the last 4 games. But for me, I'm looking at him thinking he's got a good few game weeks coming up. And he's not as if he scored, you know, a goal against Villa, you know, a goal against Bournemouth. Teams that like to concede a lot, and you know, you expect them to score against. He scored 2 against Bournemouth, 2 against City. Now, admittedly, City's defence isn't that good, but Enner Valencia is firing in goals, and I believe that will be set to continue. So the way I've planned it out, and again, this is only suggestions, it doesn't matter who you pick, but I think those two, for the price you're getting, are the hottest property on the market. You could also go over the Callow, I believe it's 6.4, 6.3, 6.5, around there, but I believe these two will fire in more goals as opposed to Odionic Hallow. That gives us a lot of money in the bank, and money that I've spent, well, a lot of. And I believe next move is to get rid of the 4.1 million Smith. Now, in most cases, I would say, Smith out and then bring in Simpson, who's a like-for-like change and will get you a lot of clean sheets with Leicester being there. But I've taken a different turn this week because you've got a lot of money spare, and for me, that has to be spent on someone that it has to be in like the 6 million bracket. And I did Alderweireld and considered him, but I thought, with Spurs haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 5 game weeks, I felt like it was the turn of a Mr. Laurent Koscielny, who comes in 6.2 million. That's how 2.1 million spent just on a defender. I know I'm absolutely mental, but I think that's a fantastic signing. For any sort of club at the moment, because Arsenal have a good few game weeks. I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm picking Southampton, Bournemouth, Leicester, United, Swansea, West Brom, Everton, Watford, West Ham. The only big teams they've got to play are Man City at home and Man United away. So Arsenal could be having a very, very good end to the season. So I think any Arsenal defender is worthy of bringing in. And I've brought in Koscielny, for 6.2 million, and spoiler alert, I'm getting rid of Lloris and I'm bringing in Cech for the simple reason Arsenal, if they're on their A game, could grab a clean sheet in every single one of their game weeks up until the end of the season. That is how good I feel about Arsenal players. And as much as I hate the double, the goalkeeper defender double, something that you really sometimes cannot avoid, but I think it's worth it. I think Arsenal have got a great chance of getting loads of clean sheets, and I think you'd be silly not to consider it. So Cech is a definite getting your team at some point. And that leaves me with a bit more money to spend, and I identified the weakest link out of the rest of the defenders, so Sanya, Evans, Williams and Neom. You need more big defenders. That's a mistake I made early on. As much as this team could work, and if Evans plays well, if Williams plays well, if Neon plays well, it could work. But something I identified was that I didn't have enough defenders from the bigger teams, and that shot me down right really early. And that's the reason why I'm not higher up in the rankings, because I didn't see that very well, and that was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in FPL. But Neom out and Dier in. I did make the comment, Spurs haven't had that many clean sheets this season, but in their defence, they've had a few, decent goals scored against them. But I feel like Dier coming in, they'll steady the books eventually. They will not continue to concede. They'll steady the books. And with Dier, might have to slot back in centre-back for now, with Vertonghen out for a few weeks, I believe. But once Vertonghen is back, he'll be back into midfield role. And even then, he's a quality player. Maybe they'll bring Kevin Wimmer in and keep Dier in front. Who knows? But either way, 5.3 million for Dier is a bargain. So like I say, that is all I've got. Whatever way around with Valencia or Afobe, Valencia gives you 0.3 million spare to spend on wherever you want, and Afobe brings you up to date with everything. Like I said, if I don't in order, I'll do it in order for you right now. So Arnautovic out, Firmino in, Lukaku out, Valencia or Afobe in, Smith out, Koscielny in, Lloris out, Cech in, Neom out, Dier in. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry if this is, a really sort of rushed video and poorly put together. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. Let me think in the comments down below. And subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy. Hopefully, you have enjoyed this. More team reviews to come as soon as I can get them out. I really am pushing. That might mean that there are days where I just have 3 or 4 team reviews. I apologise for that in advance. But thank you guys for watching. I've just had a goal sound. Someone scored on Bet365. And peace.